Alam mo ba that for every English sentence, you can translate it into two Tagalog sentences? That's right, two for one. One of the key things to get used to when translating English to Tagalog is this. Every English sentence can always be translated two ways in Tagalog. I am hungry translates to nagugutom ako and ako ay nagugutom. These two Tagalog sentences mean exactly the same thing. Ed will sleep now. Matutulog na si Ed. Si Ed ay matutulog na. These mean the same things. It's raining hard. Malakas ang ulan. Ang ulan ay malakas. Look closely at the two Tagalog sentences. One contains the word I and the other does not. The word I is one of the most commonly used Tagalog words and it's also one of the most confusing to explain. So let's start with that. The first use of the word I is as an exclamation. I translates to the word O. It can stand solo or it can begin a sentence. Ay! Oh! Ay nako! Oh my goodness! Ay buhay! Oh life! Ay! Kalokohan yan! Oh! That's crazy! Are you enjoying this lesson? There's a lot more where this came from. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next one. The second way that I is used is as the verb of a sentence. It's placed after the subject and before a descriptor of the subject. It translates to one of the variations of the verb to be. Ako ay kusinero. I'm a chef. Ikaw ay maganda. You are beautiful. Si Ed ay nandito kanina. Ed was here earlier. The third way that I is used is as a connector word. Again, it's placed after the subject and before the actual verb. In this role, I carries no meaning. It simply separates the subject from the verb. Ako ay matutulog. I will sleep. Ikaw ay kumakain. You are eating. Siya ay umalis. He or she left. Something important to note about the second and third use of I is that it functions as a connector word. An entire Landas lesson is devoted to exploring the many aspects of I when it functions as a connector. There is something noteworthy about the second and third uses of I. Since the subject precedes the verb, this is also how English sentences are constructed, and hence, it's usually straightforward to translate them. Tagalog sentences can actually be rearranged and still translate the same in English. Ako ay matutulog can actually be rearranged to matutulog ako without the I and still mean I will sleep. I call the first type of sentences, the ones that contain the word I, as the formal construct. I call the other type, where I is simply missing, as the informal construct. It is common practice for the formal construct to be rearranged into the informal construct. Ako ay kusinero becomes kusinero ako. Ako ay matutulog becomes matutulog ako. You just take the subject and move it to after the descriptor or verb and eliminate the I. Easy. Let's try that again. Si Ed ay nandito kanina becomes nandito si Ed kanina. Siya ay umalis na. Umalis na siya. So, another rule is that the switch should happen without breaking a phrase. How do you know you're breaking a phrase? Well, si Ed, the word si cannot stand by itself. Umalis na cannot stand by itself. One more rule. If the subject is ikaw, ikaw becomes ka. Ikaw ay maganda becomes maganda ka. Ikaw ay kumakain becomes kumakain ka. So let's summarize. Number one, you move the subject to a place right after the verb or descriptor, and you drop the I. Number two, make sure you don't break a phrase. And number three, if the subject is ikaw, replace it with ka. Practice the reverse of this process, that is, starting from an informal construct, go back to formal. Now take a screenshot. These are the words introduced in this lesson. Record yourself pronouncing each word and listen back to make sure you got everything right. Join the Landas Network. Free lessons on YouTube and free coaching on Reddit. I'll see you there.